All right, so I'm forcing myself to do this. I've been wanting to do this for some time, but I want to start a video blog of my business journey. So, one, I can document the progress, but two, so I can help others that are on a similar path. I love business, I love personal development, I love growth. And so I know that on my own journey, I've grown the most when I've been inspired by others that maybe are a few steps ahead of me or several steps ahead of me. And it's given me that inspiration, those ideas, that kind of path forward to keep pushing. And so if I could do that for even just one person, that would be awesome, right? Because this is a huge part of my life, which is business. So a little bit about me. Before I was an entrepreneur, I worked at Tesla for about 6 years and definitely learned a lot there about. It was very similar to entrepreneurship at times, not in the sense that everything was on me, but in the sense of you had to get very creative to get the job done. At the time, the company was very early, so there was not much structure. There was like no training. It was just, hey, here's what we need to do, get it done. And so definitely was very helpful. Led me to my next step in the journey, which was entrepreneurship. I opened a restaurant with a friend of mine, and we knew nothing about restaurants, so that was fun. And we opened the restaurant in Los Angeles. We ended up opening 2 locations. We won a bunch of food awards. It did very well, but I mean, we also opened 4 months before COVID. We got hit with a lawsuit 2 weeks after COVID, which that lawsuit was BS. They hit everybody on my block with a lawsuit. It was stupid. And then 2 months later, we had to close because of the riots in LA, the George Floyd riots. So we had no shortage of challenges. I mean, running a restaurant is already a lot. So tack those on. The whole time it was just a sprint for the 3 years that we did the restaurant. It was a sprint the entire time, no breaks, long hours, long days, craziness. But it definitely built up my resilience. It definitely built up my skills as a business person, how to stay calm under pressure, how to try to make data-driven decisions, although I definitely fumbled that one several times. As an entrepreneur, sometimes I think we just tend to go with our gut on a lot of things, at least I do, which can be helpful, but at the same time, you do have to balance it with data. Like, what is the data actually telling you? So definitely had some good lessons from there. Found an opportunity to exit the restaurant after about 3 years of that. And then I decided that I wanted to go into the digital space. I started to learn about marketing towards the end of my restaurant journey, and I really liked it. And also, I didn't want to sign another lease with landlords. That has its own bag of challenges. When you're tied to a physical location, the lease is built for the landlord, not for you. So it's kind of crazy in that the terms are not there to help you. So there's just a lot of pressure and a lot of things that I wanted to step away from after that experience, right? We had 2 locations, we had up to 20 employees, and I wanted to do something where I could do it from my laptop, I could do it anywhere, I didn't need many employees, just to kind of to step away from that and more rely on myself for a little bit. And so that's what I did. I started to learn marketing, and anybody who's been learning about marketing, that there's a lot of BS when it comes to marketing. There's a lot of fake gurus out there. There's a lot of people that will sell you the dream, but in reality, it's just a bunch of smoke. But at its core, I love marketing. Like, what marketing really is the ability to, well, there's different types of marketing, but the ability to build your brand, the ability to generate sales. For me, I like the second one. More of brand building marketing, like think Coca-Cola, right? Like, their commercials, there's no offer or whatever, there's no promotion. It's just like they're building their brand. That's great, but I focus more on what's called direct response marketing, which is more how do we generate a conversion, right? So how do we generate sales? How do we generate revenue? How do we drive the business forward? And to me, that's what excites me. So I really do love marketing, but definitely went through my journey of learning marketing, but sometimes you're learning it from people that it's just not, there's a lot of BS out there. We spend a lot of money on courses and things like that. And you just kind of learn, right? Like I don't mind the money that I spent, to be honest. I know that in order to get to the levels that I'm aspiring to get to, that I'm in the process of getting to, I need to learn from people who are where I want to be, right? That just makes sense. It's logical. It's very difficult to accelerate your results when you're not learning from people who are already there or beyond where you want to go. And so that's why paying for courses can be great if you pay for the right ones, because it's also very easy to fake how good a course can be. But I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with, if I sign up for 5 courses, and let's say 2 are just trash, I'm okay with losing that money, because I know that I learned so much more with the other ones. And even from the trash ones, you can still pick up some things, whether it's even networking, the people you meet. There's something that you can always get. It always pushes you forward. You always end up in a better position, to an extent, right? You don't want to just spend all your money and be like, oh, it's all great. You do have to be careful. But I'm just saying, like, I don't have as much fear or hesitation once I find what I believe to be the right course to take the risk, because it is a risk at the end of the day. You never know until you actually do it. But I've taken courses that helped me a ton. I would say most, maybe half of the course I've taken have helped me a lot. And the other half have been incremental in their help, a lot of stuff that maybe wasn't used. But that's okay, because it's on my path. Like, I'm willing to take that risk and that loss to get to where I need to go. And so one of the things I wanted to do with this blog was, again, not just to document like the wins and the crazy highs and, the numbers and the 100K months and stuff like that. Like, I prefer to make this just very raw of like what it takes to build a business online these days. Specifically in the marketing space, which is what I'm doing right now. I run a social media marketing agency, and we're between $10,000 and $15,000 a month in recurring revenue. There's a range because we have some trials, we have some rev share percentages, so it does vary a little bit based on the performance that we get our clients. But that's kind of where we're at, right? So we're not at $500 a month, or we're not at $100,000 a month, but we're in 10 to 15. So our process is getting more solid. We're creating more systems. And I've spoken to a lot of people that I look up to, and they mentioned that they wish they would have done this earlier, started recording, to document the process and to really see the transformation. Not only to help other people that are on that journey, to help them move forward in their path, but also just for yourself, right? To hold yourself accountable, to see, like, are you actually taking the steps on a daily basis that you need to grow? And so that's what I want this to be. Again, very unscripted, just stream of consciousness. The other thing that I'm very much into is personal development. I'm a big fan of meditation, stoicism, strong mind, resilient mind. And I think if I can maybe combine both of those, business with that resilience and that personal development, because they are absolutely interconnected. They're not two separate things. Your business is largely a reflection of how you process things, how you process issues, your perspective on things. And so they are largely connected. So I do want to do both with this channel. And who knows where it's going to go from here. Like, again, very unscripted, just raw. I wanted to force myself to do this because I've been putting it off. And, I think I sometimes fall into the trap of you want to wait until things are at a certain level and then you'll do it. But it's just a lot of procrastination. And the real key, as always, is action, right? Imperfect action always beats perfect inaction, right? So, you could sit, you could plan, you could write, you could do this, and it's like, all right, I'm just going to turn on the recorder, and who knows, maybe one person will watch this, maybe nobody will watch it, I don't know. But again, for me, it's a little bit about who I am, my background. My goals with the agency is not to build a $500,000 a month agency with like 1 million employees. It's more to build like a highly profitable agency that gives me and my business partner plenty of cash that we need, with systems and delegation for teams to run it. So we're just kind of overseeing it. But it definitely takes time to get to that point, despite what all the gurus will say. Oh, it's so easy. You just get 10K a month, no problem. It's easy. It's like, there's a little bit of context that's missing there, right? So that's, again, my goal with this channel is to kind of show you in the somewhat earlier phases the struggles and what I'm going through before I get to that point where I can delegate everything and systemize everything, so that it may help. I know it'll help me, but hopefully it helps other people. And with that, I think I'll close this out because I think I'm rambling now. But anyways, thanks for watching. Look forward to posting to this channel more. And if there's anything that you guys want to hear about or talk about or have questions, like, I'm always down to talk. So thanks. See ya.